Hey, Paul, are you there? Do you think that we can talk a little right now?
What is it? What do you want from me this time?
I take it that you're still upset then.
What are you talking about? Just what is it that you even think I'm so upset about, huh?
Well, about the fight that you and I had last night, right? I mean, I thought that we were able to talk things through, but I guess you're still upset?
And so what if I am? What business is it of yours, huh? Can you just tell me what you want so that I can get back to my day already? I don't have time to waste on conversations like these.
Well, I want to talk. I want to solve this issue so that we can go back to the way things were. Because right now, I feel like we're just still fighting and nothing's been solved.
So that's what you want then? You just want things to go back to the way they were? Fine, then if that's what you really want, then you can go ahead and apologize to me. And after that, you can just leave me alone for the rest of the day. How does that sound?
But I don't get it. Why should I have to apologize to you? I mean, do you even remember the reason that you and I were fighting in the first place?
I just remembered that you got into one of your moods all of a sudden. Then you were all acting all pissy towards me, and so I said something, and that's when we started fighting.
You've got to be kidding me. Is that really what you think happened between us? You really don't remember at all what the fight was about, do you?
What are you talking about this time?
I mean that you promised me that you were going to come over yesterday, don't you remember? You said that you were really craving pie, and I said that I would bake one for you if you would come over and eat it with me. But then hours later, you told me that you were out with friends and too busy, and that's why I got mad at you.
Well, did I promise that I'd be there? Because I never remember saying anything like that.
But you did. You said it the last time that you and I were together. Do you really not remember saying that to me at all?
I don't know. I was drunk. I don't remember anything of that at all. I was probably just saying whatever I thought you wanted to hear, but I didn't mean it.
But I don't get it. I mean, it would have been a date. You really don't think I'd take something like that seriously? I really don't get why you're being so stubborn about apologizing to me about this.
Told you that I shouldn't have to. You just got all mad at me all of a sudden over nothing. If this is what you were mad about, then you should have said something earlier. Otherwise, it's like you just suddenly turned on me and I had no idea what any of it was about.
Okay then, I am sorry, Paul. I'm sorry that I didn't explain what I was mad about to you more clearly earlier. But I just feel like you've been acting a bit flaky and have been maybe brushing me off recently. And then you always just try to laugh it off or pretend like it's never your fault afterwards. So I guess I'm just feeling pulled about without getting any real answers as to what's going on, you know?
Okay, I understand what you're saying and I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention to make you feel that way.
I just mean that we're going to be getting married, you know? But despite that, I still feel like you and I are fighting more than ever these days. Does that make sense?
I see, so that's what's bothering you about all this. Well then, what if we just call off the wedding entirely?
Paul, please, I really don't think a joke like that is appropriate at a time like this. I mean, we're not really going to let some tiny little spat like this ruin our whole marriage, are you?
Yeah, sure. A joke. I guess I just wanted to see how you would react to me saying that is all.
Well, we've been together for 5 years now, so I think it's going to take a little more than this to get rid of me. But anyways, I guess next weekend we're finally going to go to your parents and tell them that we're getting married. I'm just glad that we'll be there for each other. I'm so nervous just thinking about doing it. So I would just really like it if we could put all this behind us and look forward to doing that.
Yeah, you're right. It would be better if we could just put this all behind us. But I just worry that these kinds of fights are going to continue between us.
They might, but I think as long as we can take the time to talk out our issues and move past them in a healthy way, that we'll be okay. I mean, that's better than holding in a bunch of angry feelings until we let them come out towards each other.
Well, I just hope that we're actually able to get back to being the way we were and that we can move past this stuff. Because if I'm being honest with you, I'm still pretty upset about the whole thing.
Well, if you're really that upset over this, then maybe we should put off making the announcement to your parents. At least until we feel that we're in a good place in our relationship to do so.
Hey, Nicole, where are you? You said that you were going to be here about 5 minutes ago now. You don't want to be late to telling my parents that we're going to get married, right?
Paul, I'm so sorry. I don't think that I'm going to be able to make it today.
Oh, wait, what? Are you serious? You're really not going to make it on time? What happened? Did you oversleep or something like that?
Well, I was actually already on my way over to meet you, but as I was coming out of the subway, I fell down some stairs. I think I really hurt my leg, and so I called the ambulance, and I'm at the hospital right now having my leg looked at. They're pretty sure that I broke something in there, though.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Did you really want to get out of doing this so badly that you literally threw yourself down some stairs?
They're saying that I might have to stay in the hospital for a while. So I'm sorry, but I just won't be able to make it today on time. But please, tell your mom and dad how sorry I am, and that I never saw this coming, but that I really wish I could be there.
You have no idea how hard it was for me to move around my schedule to fit this in. And now you're telling me that it's not even going to be happening?
I really am sorry, Paul. I'm not any happier about this than you are. I hope you know that.
Is that why you're wasting my parents' time as well then? Don't you realize how much trouble you're causing for all of us? I mean, it's probably just a little sprain, and you're seriously just going to wait around the hospital all day?
I really am sorry about this, Paul. I swear. I really did want to go and talk to your parents today, and I never thought this was going to happen.
If you really mean that, then why don't you leave the hospital and come over to see us right now? I mean, do you really need to show a little backbone so that my parents can see that you're really serious about this? Or do you really think so little about our marriage together that you can't even do that for me?
Paul, please. I really don't think that I can do anything like that right now. I mean, my leg just got broken. And I've already been checked into the hospital, so it's not like I can just walk out of here, you know?
Wow. So that you're really just not going to come at all then? That's what you're telling me?
It's not that I don't want to go and be there with you all. It's that I literally just broke my leg. You know that, right? You know that I didn't do this on purpose and that I want to be there with you so badly, right? You don't actually think that I'm just faking or being overdramatic, do you? You know that I wouldn't do something like that.
Well, what in the world am I supposed to tell my parents about this, huh? I mean, why are you leaving it up to me to explain to them why you're wasting all of our time here?
Do you really think that your mom and dad would be that upset with me over this? I mean, the times I've met them, they seem like really understanding people. I'm sure they wouldn't mind too much, right?
You really can be so stupid sometimes. Do you know that? You've made a huge mistake by doing this. Of course my parents are going to be mad about this. They're probably going to be furious about this.
You don't need to talk to me that way, Paul. I mean, people get injured and have to cancel on things all the time. I don't really get how it's as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. Besides, it's not like I did this on purpose or anything like that.
I don't care why you did it. The fact of the matter is that you were the one who fell down the stairs, weren't you?
Well, yes, I know what I did, and I accept responsibility for it. But right before I fell, I swear I felt something hit me in the back, and that's what sent me flying. I just lost my balance, and then I ended up falling after that.
What on earth are you talking about now? You probably just got bumped by someone's backpack or something. But if you don't know how to keep your own balance, then that sounds like a you problem.
How can you say that? I don't understand why you're being so cruel right now. I mean, I'm in the hospital, and you don't seem worried at all for me. I would think that you would at least know better than to try and make an injured person feel even worse about themselves.
Oh, right. Are you okay?
It's a bit late for that now, don't you think? Look, Paul, I think the fact of the matter is that I just won't be able to make it today, so please, give your parents my best and tell them that I'm very sorry for all of this. I'll message you again when I have some updates from the doctors.
Hey, Nicole, how are things going at the hospital? Do you think that we could call right now? I have some big news to tell you, and I'd really like to call and talk to you about it.
Hey, Paul, I'm sorry, I would call, but there are other patients in the room with me, and I don't want to be rude. But I can text, no problem, so if you want, you can just tell me through that.
Yeah, okay. I guess I can just type it all out for you, if you prefer that.
It's not a problem with me, so what is this big news that you wanted to tell me?
Well, I'm really sorry to be telling you this while you're in the hospital, but the wedding is off. I'm officially calling off our engagement.
Wait, so you don't want to get married to me anymore? But why? Why are you doing this now? I don't get it.
Well, you see, the thing is that I just can't be married to an irresponsible girl like you. You really have no idea just how furious my parents were with you. So I'm sorry, but I just really don't know how we could ever make things work between us. That's why we have to break up.
You've got to be kidding me, right? Please tell me that you're not being serious.
I'm sorry, but it's the way things have to be. You've just made such a poor impression on my parents that I don't know how we're ever supposed to recover from this. And so I just really can't see our wedding going well at all. All we'd end up doing is hurting each other. You understand that, right? It would just be better if we called it here before we caused each other many more pain than we have now.
Paul, I think I should let you know that your parents are here right now apologizing to me and asking after me. So I really don't get what you mean when you say they're upset.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Are my parents really over there right now? What are you talking about?
If you think that I'm lying to you, why don't you try calling your dad right now? Or your mom, either one, since they're both here with me now.
Hold on a second. I'm confused. What's going on here? Why on earth are my parents over there with you right now?
Well, I messaged your mom the other day and told her about what happened. You do know that we have each other's numbers, don't you?
Of course I know that. But what I don't understand is why my parents are there visiting you in the hospital.
Well, your parents wanted to come and apologize to me in your place. So they're here, in front of the other patients that I'm sharing the room with, checking in on me and apologizing for you. They're talking about how sorry they are that their son is such an idiot and how they're disappointed in you.
But I don't get it. You're still not telling me what I want to know. Why are my parents there? What are they apologizing for? If anyone should be sorry, it should be you. You're the one who ruined our schedule that day, not anyone else.
Are you really sure about that? There's nothing that comes to mind about what they could be doing here?
Of course not. You're the only one who did something wrong. We were all waiting at the house for you to show up, and you never did.
Paul, I know it was you. You were the one who pushed me down the stairs, and I've already gone to the police about it.
You went to the police?
That's right, and that's why your parents are here. They are apologizing for you and also begging for me to retract my report. Which I won't, of course.
But I don't get it. Why are you doing this to me? I didn't even do anything. You're just accusing me of things that I never did.
We both know that isn't true. You were there at the subway when I was there.
What are you talking about? Of course I wasn't. Why would you even think something like that? I was at my parents' house the whole time waiting for you to show up.
No, you were at the station and you were the one who knocked me down the stairs. We both know the truth, so just admit it.
What are you talking about? You're crazy, do you know that? You can't just accuse me of this.
But you were the one who did it. You pushed me on my back and caused me to fall down the stairs.
Are you sure you didn't hit your head or something when you fell? Because you were just sounding crazy. Of course I didn't do anything like that.
Yes, you did, and there are several witnesses who saw you running away from the station afterwards.
Oh yeah? Like who? Who are these witnesses of yours who you've convinced to lie about me?
Well, there's the owner of my apartment building, for one. He was there at the station when we both were. I'm pretty sure that you've met him at least once, haven't you?
No, you're wrong. He probably just saw someone that looked like me, but it really wasn't me. It can't have been.
No, there is no doubt about it at all. It was definitely you. The police even looked at some camera footage from the area and they saw a figure resembling you running away as well.
So it just resembled me and that's enough evidence for them to arrest me? Please, you have to give me a break. Tell me it wasn't me.
I'm afraid that I can't do that. But what I don't get is why you would do this when your parents didn't even know about me.
What do you mean by that? I still don't understand.
I mean that your parents told me that they had no idea that I was even going to be coming over to see them today at all. They didn't have any idea that we were supposed to be going to their house to make our big announcement. You never told them about any of it at all, did you? And that's why you forced me into a spot where I would have to cancel at the last second.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you really did hit your head when you fell because you just sound insane.
Don't you dare talk to me like that, Paul. You know what you did. I knew that you were acting strangely when I told you that I fell. You didn't seem surprised or concerned for me at all. It was as if you already knew that I had been injured.
But I really didn't do anything.
You can deny it all you want, but that isn't going to change the fact that the police are after you now.
Please, you have to tell them it was a mistake.
Do you really think that I'm going to do that? Give me a break. I don't care how much you offered to pay me off with. I want justice. You will be punished for this.
You can't be serious. Please don't do this to me.
I hope they take you out of the house in handcuffs.
But what happens if my job hears about this?
Oh, I'm sure they will, especially when you don't show up for work because you're in jail. I guess this means you can kiss that cushy career of yours down the drain. And I can't imagine any big company would ever want to work with you again. You're finished.
Please, you can't do this to me. You're really going to try and ruin my life over this?
That's right. But you should know that even your parents just tried to bribe me with some cash, but I turned them down.
I don't get it. How can my parents just be going along with this? I mean, there's not even any proof.
I told your mom all about what had happened, and when I told her I had witnesses, that was enough to get her to believe me. That's why they came over right away to beg for mercy for you.
I don't believe it. That just means that my mom really did just accept that that's something I could have done.
I guess that just goes to show everyone things about you, really. I was talking to your mom about this, and she told me all about how violent you would get when you were younger. And how this isn't the first time that you've injured people, even ex-girlfriends. Your mom told me that she thought you were going to bring that last girl over to announce an engagement as well.
But we just ended up fighting too much, and I knew that I needed a way to get out of the relationship.
Yes, and then that time your parents had to go and visit her and pay her off as well.
This can't be happening to me. This isn't fair.
But I guess now I understand why you were treating me the way you were. This is just a pattern to you.
I wasn't treating you like anything. You were the one who was treating me poorly.
You treated me like I was someone you could just brush off, not like your fiancé. That's why we got into so many fights, not to mention the affairs you were having behind my back.
Affairs? Come on now. You know that I wasn't doing anything like that. You're crazy.
You know, I might just have a little more respect for you if you could at least admit that you've done all of this. We already all know the truth. Why can't you just be honest with me and yourself? Anyways, you should know that you are going to have to pay all the cancellation fees for our wedding plan. After all, it's all your fault that the wedding is being called off.
Okay, all right. I'll be honest with you. The truth is that I met another woman a few weeks ago, and that's why I had to get rid of you.
So the truth finally comes out.
But I knew that things would go bad if you found out, so that's why I had to get rid of you. It was also I can marry this girl who I really love.
I do appreciate you being honest with me now. Maybe your new girlfriend can help you pay down all of the money you're going to owe me. Unless she was also in on this, in that case, I'm afraid you both might be liable for the crime.
No, she had nothing to do with this. Don't drag her into this too.
I guess that's really a matter for the police to decide then, isn't it? They'll know if she did have anything to do with it.
I swear that she didn't really do anything. Why did you have to get my parents and now her involved in all this?
I didn't get them involved in anything. You were the one doing all of the acting in this. I hope they throw you in jail, though.
You're horrible. Do you know that?
Says the person who pushed me down the stairs. After that, the police interviewed other witnesses and finally decided to arrest Paul. They gave him a sentence of 2 years in jail, which spelled out the death of his career. After he got out, he became a shut-in who hardly ever left his apartment. He was worried that people would recognize him and talk behind his back, but I say that it serves him right. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.